Hi and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn and I am joined once again after a long hiatus by my lovely wife, for now, Margaret Quinn.
A long hiatus. Was it 2 episodes I wasn't in?
I don't know. Were you in the No, you weren't in the Goose episode either.
The Goose and the Four Peaks.
And Smutty Nose.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Wow. So 3 episodes. You guys probably thought we divorced, which we did, and we got remarried. It's a long story.
It's complicated. Is our status on Facebook?
Exactly. It's complicated. So we're back.
Going all natural today. We've got the dishwasher going. We've got the windows open. The sounds of the city, so you might hear honking horns or
people screaming
at us because we have fans who wait outside all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Jacko thing.
I actually also don't have any makeup on except for lip gloss because that doesn't count. So yeah, I probably look like some sort of troll creature.
Like.
Yeah, exactly.
That.
Yep. So bringing us to the beer.
You look lovely, my dear.
Let's talk about Stone.
I don't even notice when you have or don't have makeup on, except for your lip stuff, which I noticed. All right, so why are we here? We're here to talk about Margaret's makeup. It's a secret. This is
It's an intervention.
It's an intervention. So me and Max, he's here. Well, he's passed. He might be dead, but okay. Anyway, let's just talk about beer. So kind of a cool show. I like Stone beers. We've had a lot of Stone beers on in the past. We've talked about how awesome their beer bistro is and stuff like that. And I don't want to be too much of a fanboy, but I think they make good beers. And one notably absent beer we've had has been their Stone Ruination, which is their double IPA. I really feel that it is one of the, I guess the ratio between how accessible it is and how highly regarded it is amongst the highest there is. It's really considered to be one of the best double IPAs out there, and it's also year-round, and it's $6.99 a bottle, which is not too terribly expensive.
And Stone is really widely distributed.
Right, and they're widely distributed.
Right.
So I'm going to make a quick caveat. Again, my nose was a little dry. So I was like, we have that saline solution, right? So I grabbed it, but it was like menthol. So now I've got this drip thing going on, and I'm gonna be sniffling. So I'm sorry.
Some water.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, this beer, I love it. It tastes like menthol. It's got a cool
eucalyptus. Yeah, it's got this cool thing. It's like a Newport. Anyway. So anyway, we've got Stone Ruination, one of also the first hugely hopped beers that I can remember, big time bitter beers, way before I could ever get Stone. I remember hearing about this beer, and this is the 10th anniversary of their beer, 2012, so they released a 10th anniversary of it. So we have them both. If I was just going to do the 10th anniversary one, but I figured, well, we haven't done the regular either, so let's see what the difference is. There are some differences. It's not just relabeled. So I figure we just kind of dive right into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so
Stone Ruination. And I also heard that they named this beer Ruination because of the way that the hops ruin your tongue.
Yes.
So I expect it to be a tongue scraper. It's probably been a long time since I've had a Ruination, so I'm expecting...
Yeah, I think, Greg Cook has a quote about this beer.
Yeah.
It might be on here. Whatever. He calls it like a liquid poem with a hop or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So,
I didn't want to repeat it, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a big beer. It's like 100 IBU. It is a liquid poem to the glory of the hop. It says it on the label. Never mind. It's 7.7%. And it's very much typical what I remember it to be in that California style of IPA. A lot of the C hops, which were really big, still are really big. The C hops are, the Cascade, Columbus, Centennial, Chinook maybe. And so this uses Columbus, also known as Tomahawk or Zeus. They call them CTZ. They call the hop CTZ sometimes. Super high alpha acid hop that can just give you a ton of bitterness. And Centennial,
right?
Which we did a Centennial IPA show. Really, I always get like pungent orange. That thing is awesome.
Yeah,
orange, like big time orange. So anyway, let's see. Slightly hazy,
yeah,
but then again, fairly clear at the same time.
Like medium gold color, I would say. Really nice looking beer. Kind of a nice, nice looking head on it as well. Kind of a little bit of foam is left.
And you can smell it the moment you pop the cap. We can smell it.
Absolutely.
Pop a cap on it.
My husband. And it smells
pretty darn good.
Like menthol. Do you get that at all?
Yeah, I'm getting like a mentholy nose spray kind of thing from it. It smells the way a dishwasher sounds, if that makes any sense. Loud and annoying. No.
Right.
No, I mean, you're getting like a resinous, dark scent to it, which might be some of the Columbus, and then definitely that Centennial. I'm not trying to sit here and dissect the hops, but I happen to know what's in there, and I am kind of getting that orangey, but also earthy, woody, you know, and pretty dense and dark hop aromas too.
But I definitely get like a sweetness out of it as well, and the first thought that came to my mind when I took a sniff of this was like a sweet orange. I think that's a definite player in this.
Absolutely. Yes, a sweet orange, but with maybe some orange pith, like a bitter substance to it. But definitely some not like resinous, not necessarily earthy, but like resinous dark.
Yeah, I know
like
what you mean.
sap.
Yeah,
you know, like orange sap.
If that existed, I'd say yes. You're right.
Have you ever stuck a needle in an orange tree and seen what runs out? Then put it in a beer.
Tastes like lip gloss.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, so one thing I didn't mention is the best by date on this beer is 8/06. So I think this is a 90-day. They put their beers out for 90 days. So this is about 7 weeks old. So pretty fresh. Less than 2 months.
I think this is really nice. To me, it's actually, it's obviously, you're drinking a double IPA.
Yeah.
As far as, does it overwhelm me? Does it ruin my taste buds? Absolutely not. I actually think, I was like, oh, this is nice and balanced.
Right.
Balanced as much as a double IPA can
Well,
be.
that is what I in the past have called palate shift, and I think I'm going to call it lupulin threshold shift from now on. That's what it is. This is a 10-year-old beer. 10 years ago, this beer was ruinous. There was really very few things out there like this. It's quite bitter, but it does have a nice malt backing to it, which helps deal with some of these hops. It's got a pretty nice soft mouthfeel to it as well. It's not bone dry. It's not astringent. Hints of sweetness to it, which really back that orange and that kind of sap flavor as well, because you're talking about very ripe orange. It's like sap. These are things that are kind of like sweet or nectar or something like that.
Nectar.
Sweet, and that's kind of how the little bit of the malt sweetness is playing off it. The hops themselves aren't providing any of the sweetness.
Right.
It's the malt, but it's really, really playing against the hop very well. And there is a lot of bitterness there, but it's a very clean bitterness.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of daggers in the tongue bitterness that I don't really like.
Right.
That you see like a little bit more than me.
Right.
But
yeah, well, I couldn't have said it better myself. I think we are in agreement this time. We actually agree. I just echo all of the comments I think you just had.
it's a really good beer.
Yeah, it is really
And for
good.
$6.99, year-round, widely distributed.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, when you drink beers like this or Hop Stupid, which we had on before, there's always a new double IPA coming out, and you're always
right. It's
more and more. The more that you try new ones, I mean, there are great ones coming out all the time. But you're also like, yeah, but this is also great.
yeah. So
After 10 years, it's holding up pretty friggin' well.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely think that this is like world class beer for me. Rating, I don't know, 95, I guess.
Yeah,
for
95.
Me.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm giving it to, a 95. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
All right.
All right.
But out with the old 95, please. No. Do you want a little rinsey rinse?
Sure. So, for those who may be new to the show, you may not have heard us talk about Stone, but Stone's located out in Escondido, California, down near San Diego, or I guess sort of in San Diego. Yeah, in San Diego County. If you ever in that area and you're a beer lover, or even if you're not a beer lover, make sure you check out their World Bistro. Really fabulous beer garden. I mean, just an incredible facility. Fire fountains, water fountains, koi ponds. Just beautiful, beautiful place. So check out Stone if you're in the area.
If you are in San Diego, I think it is as much an attraction as anything else in the area.
Yes, SeaWorld, Gaslamp District, Stone.
The zoo.
Yeah, the zoo. No, I put Stone up there, actually.
I would put it above SeaWorld.
I would definitely put it above Gaslamp District, too.
Yeah, I would.
That place sucked.
Anyway, can you tell that we're paid by the tourism board of San Diego? All right, so let's talk about the 10th anniversary beer. Bigger. I don't know if it's more bitter. The human, I've heard that our palate can only detect up to just over 100 anyway. So if there's 100, you can't really taste more bitter after that. But you can dry something out to make it seem more bitter. It's also higher in alcohol, so you can put more malt and you can then put more hops in there without it tasting completely out of balance. So 7.7, I think this is over 10.
Wow. Big beer tonight.
10.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big beer.
And it uses that same Centennial hop that this does, but it also throws in the hop of the moment, which is
Citra.
Citra. Citra.
Yeah, another C hop.
Everybody's throwing. Yeah, it's the new brand of Citra of C hop. I talked about that in my History of Pale Ale show about how Citra and kind of Amarillo right before it, and still very popular. The kind of the new generation of hops, incredibly aromatic, tropical, and right now every brewer seems to try to be getting their hands on it and throwing it into any IPA that they possibly can.
Right.
So,
well, looking forward to trying it because I do like Citra hops. So.
Yeah. So this is 10th anniversary of Ruination. Oh, the other thing is Ruination itself was a combination of Stone's anniversary. They used to put out an anniversary IPA every year. Now they don't just do IPAs, and this was kind of a blend of their first couple of years. They're like, well, let's just make one of these all the time available. So it's kind of an anniversary of an anniversary beer. It's kind of, meta.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's very meta.
Yeah.
Let's just drink it.
Ooh, it's darker.
Well, I would expect it would be just because you were describing it, with the high ABV and stuff.
Yeah, and just before we started taping, minutes before, I looked up. I wanted to see what hops were in here because I remembered that I'd heard Citra was in there, but I wanted to see what else. And there was a little YouTube video from Stone on there, and they were talking about it. They were talking about how they have a bigger brew house now, and how that allows them to use more hops. They say we have bigger vessels. We can add more hops to these things. We have bigger fermenters, so we can add more dry hops. He's like, we have centrifuges, so we can actually centrifuge the liquid out of the hops, because the hops like soak up and it becomes like mush, basically, these hop pellets. You've seen what that looks like. And you can centrifuge it and like basically just like squeeze this liquid out of these hops, and this was something they weren't able to do when Ruination first came out. So they're kind of putting some of the new technology that they've gained in the last 10 years to use in this 10th anniversary.
Using their powers for good, not evil, is what we're trying to say.
So every bit is, I think it's a clearer beer.
Yeah, definitely clearer.
More orange.
Definitely a lot, yeah, I'd say. Like,
orange, however I'm supposed to say it.
Much deeper gold. Getting into the orange category.
And really clear.
Yeah,
it is. Really a clear beer.
Yeah.
Very nice looking beer. More of like an amber orange.
To me, the what stands out as compared to the regular Ruination is I get like a lot more floral nose on this.
Yeah, but they seem related.
Oh yeah.
You could see that there's a lot of the same hops there. You're getting. See, I a lot of times think of like my favorite Centennial IPA is Two Hearted, and I always think of orange blossoms.
Yeah, I was gonna say orange blossoms.
So I'm definitely getting that here, but I'm also getting more of a tropical note as well. So you're getting more, I don't know, I'm not getting necessarily like mango, but maybe, or pineapple, but maybe like a papaya, or just thoughts of kind of the tropics.
Yeah, exactly. I was also almost gonna say honey. I mean, honey's a little strong, you know. Honey is a very sweet, sticky thing, but yeah, it is definitely leaning into that really ripe fruit category.
Yeah, like a bowl of like chopped up tropical fruit cocktail with the syrup and a little bit of marijuana in there as well. Definitely some pot smell.
It's quite a dessert. Let's
definitely some pot. The more I smell it, the more I'm getting that too. Man, it's way hoppier.
Yeah, I was gonna say they really amped it up.
Yeah.
They certainly amped it up over the regular Ruination.
Man, the hop heads, the geeks are gonna love this beer.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think this is getting into the category I would guess for you. And I guess I don't want to put words in your mouth. Does this like give you that kind of tongue scraping feeling like that you sometimes don't care for?
No, doesn't. I think on the back end right now, I'll drink a little more and see how it's coming. But the bitterness profile is very similar. How it's just, you get a little bit after that first sip of bitter, and then if I have another one, maybe it'll grow on me a little bit. I'm getting a lot more of that, like you're sucking on a hop. So a little bit of almost like a tannic quality.
But I think there's almost like a tingling on the back of my tongue after you finish taking the sip. There's like this lingering tingle in the back of my tongue, which kind of that tongue scraping feeling. And the mouth feels much different as well. I mean,
mouth feels entirely different.
Yeah.
It feels like you're sucking on hops. It really has that. You can just like almost feel the hops like in your mouth. It's a fuller bodied beer.
Absolutely.
It's big. It's not as drinkable.
No.
But it's the taste is delicious.
Yeah, it's a little much for me, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really, it makes me really appreciate the regular Ruination and just what a nice balanced beer that is.
Yeah.
But I guess a special occasion, you got some friends hanging around, people are going to be drawn to that just because it is so novel, or not so novel, but it's just so
right.
big, I guess.
And this is 7.7%, which is just on the high end of being able to drink a beer. This is almost 11.
Right.
So this is a sipper. It's a different type of beer.
Yeah.
It's an amped up version of it, and I think it's one of the better, really high alcohol. I like this. From what I remember, more than I like Hop Slam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Hoptimum. Those are what I'm kind of putting in. Those really high ABV, high octane, big beers. Some of those like Double Daisy Cutters, Double Galactic Daisy Cutter.
Yeah.
Some of those beers. I think this is just a very, very well-made version of that. I really like this one. I like that it doesn't have that same sweetness. It's still fairly dry. They have just enough sweetness for you to stand the amount of hops. I think they're pretty dialed in on both of these, in terms of... I don't really like sweet IPAs. I like them drier. Some people like them kind of more full-bodied, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I'm going to go 95 as well. It's a completely different beer. So I don't even feel like I'm comparing these two to each other. I like them both a lot. 95 is very high.
Yeah. Well, I have to go a little lower on the 10-year. 91 maybe for me. Still really good, really solid, but just a little much for me.
Yeah.
And I actually do prefer like the double galactic daisy cutter and stuff like that. Or galactic double daisy. Did I say that right? I didn't say it right.
The second time you said it right.
Yeah, I knew I said it wrong the first time. Anyway, so yeah, I actually prefer that to, I think, the Ruination.
Cool. And I like them both. I'll take them both. If you're just going to be kind of quaffing a beer for refreshment, this is what you want. If you really want to kind of sip and just kind of savor a beer, this is the one to do. And if you're a hophead, they're both going to be great.
True.
But this one, no, if you're big into hops, get the beer.
Agreed.
I mean, it's really good.
Fair enough.
And it also has a more modern hop profile to it as well.
It's interesting. All right, wrap it up.
Well, thank you guys. It's nice to have you back in front of the camera as well. You haven't really been away. She's been like if here's the camera, she's been like right here. Even when she's not on. And thanks also to Jeff Van Fleet.
I believe so. And Frontier Owner
for 2 new 5-star reviews on iTunes. Thank you. I just like checking those things and seeing that new people have written. You guys have said really nice things. It's always nice to hear that people have tried new beers and we have opened up new ideas to them about beer. That's one of the main reasons we wanted to do this show. So thank you very much. And hopefully you guys will learn a little bit about these 2 beers and about double IPAs in general. That's about it, I think.
Yeah.
Until next time, we've got some excellent double IPAs to drink.
And hopefully you do too.